So if you're ready to run up that bag, come holler at us. We'll introduce you to the lender and get you funded ASAP. What's going on, y'all? So look, I got a new funding play. Now, again, I know y'all like to hear about no docs. It still might be something for you to consider, all right? So again, we're talking about business lines of credit because right now it is funding season. We're going into 2025. Rates are coming down, right? So the prime rate right now is 7.75%. And a lot of banks are starting to write a lot more loans than they were even a year ago. So this is the perfect time for you to stack up your lines of credit and get ready for this next economic boom that we're about to see. So that's why you have the opportunity right now to position yourself to get the funding so you can take advantage of these opportunities. Y'all see crypto going crazy. The stock market keeps increasing. So for today's play, if you do have your paperwork, if you do have your taxes filed, this is a game changer, right? And again, for all my business owners, if you've been in business 4, 5, 6, 7 years now, there's no reason why you don't have financial paperwork. You know, all it is really just being organized, right? So if you need resources, if you need bookkeeping, accounting, tax preparation, even if you have back taxes, we got resources that can get you compliant, right? So then you can go out and get the bag. Again, no docs is great. No docs, but the no doc opportunities compared to the document opportunities, you can get so much more funding with paperwork and with documents than with no docs. So for you to only seek out no docs, you're kind of limiting yourself, right? So all it takes is getting your paperwork together and then running up this bag, right? So today's play, again, we're talking about business lines of credit. This is actually a credit union business line of credit that's available nationwide. So there's no geographic restrictions. Now, let me tell y'all how big of a game changer that is, because as y'all know, most credit unions are geographically restricted, especially on the business side. So I'll give you an example, like DCU. Anyone can get a personal DCU account throughout the country, but on the business side, it's only like 2 or 3 states, right? Massachusetts, Vermont, Rhode Island, maybe, I'm not even sure. So when you have a credit union that's open to anyone and it's nationwide and they have business lines of credit and business loans, that in itself is a game changer. And I guarantee the institution that I'm going to share with you guys, no one's aware of this yet, right? This is, hot breaking news, right? And so let me just give you the data points, right? So if you do have paperwork, if you have your 23, 22, or even 21 taxes filed, you can get funding through this institution. If you're under 100K, these are the requirements. You're going to need 2 years of personal and business tax returns, all right? You're going to need a business debt schedule. They're going to do a personal and business credit check, right? And so they use a third-party company to, gather all the information on the back end, right? And of course, your EIN letter, you also need your articles of organization. And that's pretty much it. And that's for limits 100,000 and under. Now, if you go over 100,000, it's going to be the exact same data points. The only difference is that they're going to do a 4506T. All right. So for those who don't know what a 4506T is, that is a tax transcript request where the lender is literally going directly to the IRS and pulling your tax transcripts. But basically, they're going to look at the tax returns you provided, look at your tax transcripts, make sure it lines up. But that's if you want over 100,000, right? So if you go over 100,000, it's a 4506T. And honestly, the process is basically the same thing. The only difference, you're going to be signing a form saying, okay, we give you permission to pull our tax transcripts. That's basically it. So you can go higher. So that's what I'm saying. If your paperwork checks out, you might as well, shoot for the moon, because if anything, they're just going to counter you if they can't match what you're requesting. And the thing is, you can actually request your limit. Now, as far as how you apply for the line of credit, first, you got to open up a personal membership, right? So the personal membership, you can do it online. Then you're going to open up a business membership. The business membership has to go through a representative. So once you're onboarded, once your business is onboarded, at that point, you can apply for the business line of credit. And the great thing about it, there's no geographic restrictions. So if you're in California, Maryland, Virginia, DC, Florida, New York, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Seattle, wherever you are, you're going to be eligible because there's no geographic restrictions. So if you have a business anywhere throughout the country, if you have documents, if you have 2 years of tax returns, you can get up to $100,000 line of credit, guys. This is a game changer. And the great thing about it is that this could be facilitated through email, right? So everything can be DocuSigned, so you don't have to go into a branch or anything like that. So that's a game changer. I know it's not no docs. Everyone wants no docs, but look, if you have documents out there, you need to come holler at us. I dropped the link in the description of the video if you're interested in getting access to this line of credit up to $100,000. That's no geographic restrictions. And they're giving out the bag. Oh, and the other thing I forgot to mention is that the minimum credit score is at 640. They're only asking for a 640 FICO. So if you just finished your 2023 taxes, right? So let's say you filed an extension, you just got your 2023 taxes finalized, you could get funded. They're looking at the most recent return, which is 23 and 22. Now, if you want over 100K, you got to go 23, 22, and 21. But if you have the paperwork, it don't really matter. You can go run up the bag even higher. So if you're ready to run up that bag, come holler at us. We'll introduce you to the lender and get you funded ASAP.